You must live in a risk realm. In the risk realm, those who don't take risks never rise in life. Are you with me? Those who don't take risks, they never rise in life. You want to rise in life, you must be open to take risks. Sometimes you must take certain decisions where you are not 100% sure that it will come to pass, but you are about 70% sure, you are about 50% sure. That is what is called risk. To make your mark in the sun of time, you must live in the risk realm. To make your mark in the sun of time, we have been given time for somebody to be 70, for somebody to be 80, somebody to be 100, somebody to be 120. I don't know how long God will want you to live, but to make the most of this time, you must live in the risk realm. The Bible tells us concerning David in 1 Samuel chapter number 17 verse 32, the Bible said, then David said to Saul, let no one's heart fail because of him. Your servant will go and fight with these Philistines. He said, and Saul said, verse 33, and Saul said to David, you are not able to go and fight against these Philistines, for you are a youth, and he's a man of war. What it means was that David also was taking risk. So we saw Esther taking the risk to go and see the king, which was against the law. Here was David also going to fight Goliath. And Saul was advising him and said, look, this guy has been fighting before you were born. He's a mighty man. You are too small. But David said, I will take the risk. Put your hand on your heart and say, I will take risk. Listen to me, say, these are the things that make success in life. Are you understanding? You must take risks. You must decide to do something that you are afraid to do. You must decide to take a certain step. You are afraid to take the step, but you want to take the step. You are not sure whether everything will go. You are not 100% sure that everything will go well, but you want to take the step. It is very, very important. Without that, you will never do anything great. Are you understanding? We must take a risk of breaking half of this building and start a new building. It's a risk. We have to break from the back half. Then we start. If we are afraid to do that, we will remain here. We will be here. We won't change anything. And so everyone who must do something, who will become anything, must learn to take risk. Amen. Oh, amen. Are you with me? So here was David. And Saul said, you can't. He said, I will try. I will try. I will try. Now Saul saw the risk and he avoided it. But David saw the risk and he took it. That was the difference between David and Saul. Saul saw the risk that Goliath is too big. If I take it, I may die. David saw the risk and said, I will try it. David took the risk because he believed in God and depended on what he had done before. And that is why we take risk. We look at scriptures and we see what God has done before and we take a risk. Are you understanding? You look at what he has done before. You look at his capabilities. You know that this one, by the grace of God, if God is with me, then no matter how difficult it is, I will succeed. That is risk. That is risk. If you don't take risk, you will be where you are. You better take a risk. That there is something I'm about to do. I am not 100% sure, but I will do. In verse 36, the Bible tells us, your servant David is speaking, I have killed lions. And then he said, moreover, the God who delivered me. Listen, if God has delivered you before, the next thing you are about to do, he will deliver you again. It is not foolish risk. Where you go and stand on the street and say, God will deliver you, will die, will bury you. But if the devil is telling you, you are going to the market, and then the devil is telling you today there will be an accident, and then you say, no, devil, God who has delivered me through all this journey will deliver me again. You take the risk and go to your business. Other than that, the devil will scare you all the time. It's crucial to learn to take risk. Are you here with me? Those who believe in God can depend on what God has said. in Philippians chapter 3 verse 13. He said, I can do all things through Christ. You can build that house through Christ. Are you here? You can marry through Christ. Are you here? You can start that business through Christ. That exam you will pass through Christ. Your children will finish school through Christ. Your marriage will not crash through Christ. I can do all things. That is enough to make us risk takers. Can I hear an amen? If you will not fear to take the risk, God will work beyond you. If you don't fear to take the risk, try that business, that idea, try it. If you don't fear, God will work beyond you. I see God working beyond you. My dear, unless you enter the beehive, you can't take the honey. Honey is one of the sweetest things available. But to access the honey, you must enter into the realm of the beehive, where there is a bees, and you must cover yourself well, hoping they will not find a place around you. But it is a risk to get the honey, but you need the honey. So take the risk. Are you with me? Take the risk. Try and believe God to expand your business. Believe God to take a major step. And it is very crucial for our life. Very, very crucial. You know the power of the rubber band? The rubber band. You know the rubber band. What is this power? Its power is in stretching. If you don't stretch the rubber band, it doesn't take anything. If you put the rubber band like that, you put something small inside, it is very useless rubber band. But when you put something bigger than the rubber band in the rubber band, then it becomes useful. That's your life. Your power is in your stretching. Stretch beyond the normal. Do something beyond yourself. Stretch. Stretch yourself. It will amaze you what will come out of your life. It will amaze you. You will become so useful and be a blessing if you will stretch. One of the greatest needs today is not just intellectual power, but it is spiritual power that brings the unseen to the seen. We have to have spiritual strength enough to believe God for what is not seen to bring it to the seen. The power of the risk realm is in taking both spiritual and physical risk. Why are you disturbing me? I'm doing well. Stop disturbing me. In Esther chapter 4, verse 16, the Bible said that go and gather all the Jews. He said, and I will fast and nobody should eat or drink 3 days. That's a risk. We don't know. He said all the Jews, including children. Every one of them. Obiam fasted 3 days, no food, no drink. It's a risk. But it's worth taking it. We will need that to go and see the king. Say, there are certain things you need to do in order to succeed. May God give you the wisdom to do them. You will never succeed. That is why we need to take the risk. No eating, no drinking for 3 days. It's a risk. Somebody can faint after 2 days. But you must take that risk because our life is at stake. It takes a lot of spiritual risk to bring about spiritual reality in our real world. You need to take certain steps. Challenge yourself. Once a while, just lock yourself in the room for 2 days. You are not going anywhere. No water, no food. You and God alone. Just 2 days. Don't start 3 days. You may faint. Do 2. And pray throughout the whole night. And ask God for a testimony in your life. Sometimes you need to challenge your situation by taking a bigger, something you have not done before. And you begin to do all this thing that is going on in my life. Lord, I'm tired. So these 3 days, no shop. I close the shop, I sit down. Lord, me and you and the Bible. And worship. Your phone is full of worship songs. And you worship and you are praying. You worship, you are praying. 3 days, but nobody has seen you. And then when you come and they say, I went to see God. I went to see God. It is necessary to take risks. Is somebody understanding? The reason so little is accomplished is generally because we attempt very little. Very little is attempted. When you attempt little, you achieve very little. It is not because things are difficult that we do not dare. It is because we do not dare. That is why things are difficult. Life is not things are difficult, that's why we are not daring. Life is difficult because we are not daring. If we would dare, we shall break through. If we will dare, we shall break through. Someone has said, the definition of impossible is something nobody can do until somebody does it. That's the definition of impossible. Something nobody can do until somebody does it. Everybody will say it's impossible. Until somebody does it, then everybody knows it's possible. So that's the definition of impossible. Something nobody can do. Something nobody can do until somebody does it. And so when we rise up to do things, we will get there. I see you getting there. Make sure that you beat more than you can chew. We have been told that not beat more than you can chew, but that is the only way you make impact. Beat more than you can chew. Are you understanding? Somebody said, set your goals far beyond your reach. Set your goals way beyond your reach. And somebody said that attempt the sky, the star, is it the star or the moon? That when you fail, you will fall among the stars. Go beyond the normal. Don't be ordinary. Don't be ordinary. May the Lord help you. If you want more than enough in your mouth, beat more than you can chew. If you want more than you have, do more than you are doing. Risk takers commands God's involvement. When you take risk in God, He will get involved. Take the risk, God will be part. You see the lepers in 2 Kings chapter 7, verse 4 to 6. The lepers said, now if we go to the city, they will kill us. If we stay here too, we will die. Let's take the risk. Because there is no food coming. Where the food is, there is also temptation that we may also die there. But it's worth taking the risk. When we go and they save us, we get food. But when we sit here, we will die. That is what we call calculated risk. You calculate the step I want to take. If I don't take the step, will I be okay? And if I take the step, will it be better? There are certain steps, if you don't take, you will remain the same. But if you do take the step and God comes through for you, you will be better. That is how you take the risk. If we sit here, we will die. The food is there. If we go, we may also die. But when we go, they may forgive us or save us. Let us take the risk. As they took the risk, God got involved. The Bible said God multiplied their faith. When you take the risk, God will get involved. Listen, begin to believe God to start a company. God will get involved. I said God will get involved. To be prayerful and not riskful is to miss God's open door for your life. You can't pray so much and do so little. You won't go far. To be prayerful and not riskful, you will miss God's involvement in your life or God's open doors for your life. You can't win against a risk taker. Because if you lose today, the next risk will give him a breakthrough. Are you here? People who take risks are people anybody will lose against. People who take risks are people will always lose against them. You are fighting a man who takes risks. He will win. Why? Because whilst you are sitting, he's doing something. Whilst you are going nowhere, he's going somewhere. Whilst you are not dreaming, he's dreaming. And that is the reason why it is crucial to take risks. When you take risks, it leads to personal growth. It leads a man to grow. It can cause you to discover yourself. It builds confidence in you. It brings resilience in you. Taking risks can lead you to a new idea, creativity and innovation. Taking risks provide opportunity for learning from your failures and from your successes. Taking risks is essential for progress as it allows us to challenge the status quo and to push the boundaries. Let's take risks. Can I hear an amen? Let's take it. Let's try to do something bigger than us. Can I hear an amen? Let's try to do something bigger than us. Let's go there. Let's believe God. Take risks. Taking risks can give you a sense of control and agency or urgency over your life. Take risk. God will come through for you.